Attraction is one of the most misunderstood forces in human life. Most people believe it is created by appearance, wealth, social status, or clever words. Yet history tells a different story. The men who commanded the deepest respect, loyalty, and admiration were rarely the loudest, flashiest, or most desperate for attention. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome and one of the greatest Stoic philosophers to ever live, ruled the most powerful empire on earth, not through charm or manipulation, but through character. He reminds us that true attraction is not something you chase, it is something you become. Truly attractive men do not try to win approval. They live in such a way that approval becomes irrelevant. What follows are 15 ways truly attractive men operate differently, not to impress others, but because they have mastered themselves. The first difference is that truly attractive men do not chase validation. They do not need applause to feel worthy, nor do they crumble in silence. Marcus Aurelius wrote that a man should be satisfied if he has acted rightly, regardless of whether anyone notices. This inner sufficiency creates a quiet power. When a man stops seeking approval, he becomes unpredictable, grounded, and self-directed. People sense this immediately. Validation-seeking behavior signals dependence, and dependence kills attraction. Self-respect, on the other hand, creates gravity. A man who approves of himself forces the world to decide how to respond to him, rather than the other way around. The second difference is that truly attractive men speak less, but when they speak, their words carry weight. They are not in a hurry to fill silence. They understand that silence is not emptiness, but space. Marcus Aurelius warned against wasting time arguing about what a good man should be, urging instead to simply be one. Attractive men internalize this. They do not over-explain themselves or perform intelligence through constant commentary. Their restraint suggests confidence, clarity, and control. When such a man speaks, people listen, because his words are deliberate rather than reactive. Third, truly attractive men are emotionally disciplined. They feel emotions deeply, but they do not allow emotions to rule their behavior. Anger, jealousy, and insecurity pass through them without taking control. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that external events do not disturb us. Our judgments about them do. Emotional discipline allows a man to remain steady under pressure. This steadiness is deeply attractive because it signals safety, reliability, and strength. Chaos repels. Calm commands. Fourth, truly attractive men respect everyone but fear no one. Their respect is not selective or strategic. They treat all people with dignity, not because they are submissive, but because they are secure. At the same time, they do not shrink in the presence of power, beauty, or authority. Fearlessness paired with respect creates a rare balance. Marcus Aurelius believed that a man should never degrade himself before others, nor elevate himself above them. Equality of spirit is magnetic. Fifth, truly attractive men are comfortable being alone. Solitude does not frighten them, it sharpens them. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the soul can retreat into itself and find peace there. Men who cannot be alone become needy in relationships, desperate for distraction, and dependent on attention. Attractive men use solitude to think, refine their values, and strengthen their identity. Because they are whole on their own, they do not enter relationships to be completed. They enter them to share strength. Sixth, truly attractive men take responsibility for everything in their lives. They do not blame circumstances, other people, or fate for their failures. Responsibility gives them power because it places control back into their hands. Marcus Aurelius taught that if something is within your control, you must act on it, and if it is not, you must accept it without complaint. This mindset eliminates victimhood. A man who owns his choices radiates authority. People instinctively trust and follow those who do not make excuses. Seventh, truly attractive men do not react instantly. They pause, they observe, they respond intentionally. This pause is not hesitation, it is mastery. Instant reactions reveal emotional impulsiveness. Delayed responses reveal thoughtfulness and strength. Marcus Aurelius advised maintaining inner stillness regardless of external chaos. A man who cannot be provoked becomes psychologically untouchable, and this emotional independence creates intrigue and respect. Eighth, truly attractive men live by a strong inner code. They do not adjust their values to fit the room. Their principles remain consistent whether they are alone or surrounded by others. This internal alignment creates integrity. Marcus Aurelius believed that doing what is right is sufficient, regardless of outcome. When a man lives by a personal code, people feel it. They may not always agree with him, but they trust him. Trust is one of the deepest forms of attraction. Ninth, truly attractive men are physically disciplined without being obsessed. They care for their bodies not for vanity, but for function, health, and self-respect. They understand that the body is the vessel through which the mind operates. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself not to neglect physical duty, as neglect weakens the soul. Physical discipline reflects mental discipline. A man who respects his body signals that he respects himself. 10th, truly attractive men never beg for love, attention, or commitment. They offer connection freely, but walk away when respect is absent. Neediness repels because it places another person above oneself. Marcus Aurelius warned against attaching happiness to external things. Attractive men do not seek to be chosen at the cost of their dignity. Their willingness to walk away communicates value more powerfully than persuasion ever could. 11th, truly attractive men control their desires instead of being controlled by them. They understand that indulgence weakens the mind, while restraint strengthens it. Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively about mastering impulses and resisting unnecessary pleasures. Discipline over desire creates clarity. A man who governs his urges demonstrates self-command, and self-command is the foundation of masculinity. 12th, truly attractive men willingly embrace discomfort. They do not avoid hardship, they train in it. Cold mornings, difficult conversations, rejection, and uncertainty are not threats to them, but opportunities to grow. Marcus Aurelius believed that hardship reveals character rather than destroys it. Comfort breeds stagnation. Discomfort forges strength. A man who can endure difficulty calmly becomes unshakable. 13th, truly attractive men do not try to impress. They express who they are without performance. Impressing requires masks, expressing requires honesty. Marcus Aurelius urged authenticity, reminding himself not to act a role that was not his own. People sense authenticity immediately. It disarms, grounds, and attracts. A man who is not trying to be anything becomes everything he needs to be. 14th, truly attractive men remain calm under pressure. Crisis does not elevate their voice or distort their judgment. They become quieter, sharper, and more focused. Marcus Aurelius governed during war, plague, and betrayal, yet emphasized composure above all else. Calmness in chaos signals leadership. Others instinctively look to such men when uncertainty arises. 15th, and most importantly, truly attractive men live with the awareness of mortality. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that life is fragile and time is limited. This awareness sharpens priorities. It eliminates trivial behavior, meaningless drama, and wasted energy. A man who lives as though today matters speaks with intention, acts with purpose, and loves without fear. This depth of presence is rare, and rarity is attractive. True attraction is not a strategy. It is a consequence. When a man governs his mind, accepts responsibility, disciplines his emotions, and lives according to principle, attraction follows naturally. Marcus Aurelius did not write to be admired. He wrote to become better. That is the lesson. Stop trying to be attractive. Become disciplined. Become grounded. Become unshaken. The world will notice on its own. The world is full of men trying to be noticed. Very few are trying to be strong. Master your mind. Carry yourself with discipline. Let your actions speak while your ego stays silent. This is not how you attract others. This is how you become undeniable.